NFL collectors, the mail's here and the naughty black bags. No, not those naughty black bags. If you've ever gone to any toy store, you know this is where you take the stuff home so no one sees what you actually got or how much you spent. And this week we've got mail call, and I went to the Crawfordsville toy show this week, and I went and stopped at some of my favorite places in Indiana and found a new one, which I can't wait to get back to. But we've got a whole video of us toy hunting in Indiana. I wanted to show you the haul we got when we were there so you can see what we had. Now, first off, I'll do the haul like when we were at all the places we stopped at. I'll do that after I show you the mail call, because you know when you're like gonna go to a show or something and you're worried, wait, I got a notification from Pulse that something charged. I had 3 charges, okay? Didn't say what it was, had no clue, but 2 boxes came, and I was hoping, I don't know what the third one is, but I gotta see what these ones are before I go to the show, just in case one of the new things are there. And one came in, boom, 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 ba-doom, ba-doom, boom, Major Blood. Yes, the Major Blood, and I'm gonna tell you, people talk about how this Major Blood is almost as good as the original one that came out with the Cobra Island version as a Target exclusive. I'm gonna tell you, this one does look pretty, you know what, awesome. However, I'm gonna say, this is a little alternative-y, and the original one is still superior, but this one is awesome. But here's the thing, this one's gonna have better joints and stuff like that. So visually looking at it, I still like the original better, but having it out and doing stuff with it, this bad boy is going to be better, especially for posing, all kinds of things. Because I know with my Major Blood, I can get him standing with his blaster out, and that's about it. And I really hope they have it so his little things in his backpack don't fall out. But that was cool. He came in. He was actually the first one to come in, which I was kind of surprised about. So we have that. Then the second one that came, boom, this is the one I was kind of excited about. I was like, oh, which one was going to hear? Is version 4 Snake Eyes. Now, for those of you that were a little old when version 4 came out, like myself, I had moved on. Okay, because version 4 came out when I was in high school, and you all remember how it was. This was a kids kind of thing. But I do remember still sneaking into KB Toys. Remember KB Toys back in the day in the mall? I remember sneaking in there occasionally to check out, and I did see him, and I did pick him up, the version 4. I did the same thing for the version 3 earlier, and also version 2 of Storm Shadow, because even though I was older, I still had that little thing in my heart for G.I. Joes, and still, to this day, that's why my parents couldn't even bear to sell all of my stuff. They sold a lot, but they didn't sell any of the OG-13. They knew the guys I really liked, like they kept Blowtorch, they kept Sci-Fi, and I was like, wow, you remember Torpedo too. I mean, it was really kind of cool that my parents didn't get rid of all the stuff. They got rid of all the Star Wars, all the Transformers. There was like I have 2 Castle Grayskulls, and that was like all they had left. But, well, there's a few other He-Man left, but that'll be something for next year. But I was very happy to get this one coming in, and I will say, when they first introduced this one, I was like, you need to do a bit more. You need to do a little bit more loving with this one. But I want to say is what they've done now with it, with the orange highlights, it really works better. I'm actually excited to display this one. I actually have him hanging on my display. Just like you have Alpine hanging on one side, I'll have Snake Eyes on the other. So that was number 2 that came in. So I knew that those 2 were in, right, before I left for the day. Now, the morning of my departure, I got an email from Hasbro saying Dial Tone, yes, Dial Tone, that I ordered like, I don't know, a year ago, was finally ready to ship, and that was the 3rd charge. So I'm like, okay, I know we have. So a little foreshadow, maybe we're going to see later today. But I went off my adventure, and I went to the Crawfordsville toy show. It's like Crawfordsville comics, cards, and toy show. They had outdoor vendors, indoor vendors, and what's nice is the outdoor vendors this time a lot of them were different, so it was kind of like cool to see some new stuff. And I got to talk to a lot of collectors, and I got to talk to a lot of people when I was there. It was really fun to learn about the Ohio Toy Trail. Yes, we're gonna be working on that. I'm going to Ohio for a few shows and some stuff, so I'm gonna start getting some Ohio stores as well. But when I was there wasn't a lot, because my goal for this one was like, look, I want to try to get that Crimson Guard, the retro carded Crimson Guard, the last of the classified series that I actually need. I mean, aside from these new ones that are coming in, I mean, I'm getting these when they come in. That doesn't count. But like the old school, that's the only one left, right? And I want to find it in the open. Now, if a few of you have offered to sell to me, I really appreciate it. But I want to find it in the open. If I don't find it by the end of the year, then we might talk. Then we might be talking. But went there. Lots of Joes were there. A lot of stuff there. Saw some of my friends there. And I actually got to talk to one guy who's from Crawfordsville, and he got me to get an Action Force. He's like, hey, is this And it comes with a nice little extra set. I'm like, the Action Force I have the Steel Brigade, the one that came out on card. And the guy was really cool when I got it at a QuadCon in Springfield, Illinois a few months ago. And it was really kind of cool. So you know what? I'm going to add to it. And I felt that the Stormtrooper just had this nice kind of like different vibe. It's not, you know, like this thing, Action Force, it does not feel like G.I. Joe. It feels more like Sergeant Rock. But back when I was a kid, I still had Sergeant Rock with my Joes, so it was kind of one of those side things. But this one, for some reason, made me feel like something I had for my kids. Like, they were big Ben 10 kids back in the day, you know. They're all older now. But I was like, yeah, this reminded me of something from there. So I picked this up. Guy got it from. Super cool dude. That's when I got a picture of. Hey. So we had a nice time chatting about stuff. He had a lot of Joes, too. Unfortunately, did not have the Joes that I needed, but he had a lot there. And I was going around. And I saw one of my buddies, where is he? And I had to pick up something from him because he's the one that had the eel that I needed. And he told me he had it, but then he couldn't find it. And then I found another one, so I couldn't get it. So I'm like, I got to get something. So I picked up Quinn for our video that we're going to be doing with possible Winter Soldiers coming. So I want to have the actual real American hero ones to show with it. So it makes it more fun because as much as I appreciate Yojo.com and all the other guys that have the stuff, thank you everybody that you let us share the pictures and stuff. That is awesome. I like having my own so I can like go, hey, let's try this. So I got myself a Quinn here. No, he doesn't have any of his cool stuff with him. But I thought it was pretty cool, so I picked up Quinn. So we have that there. And then I was talking to a guy I had never met before. I had a really lot of knowledge about like the Ohio shows and the Toy Trail and all these kind of things. And so he also had me where I said Night Force. And he had he had Flint, Night Force Flint, and he had a few other of the Night Force figures, but didn't have any of the weapons with it. So I'm like, I don't have the weapons. They think it's even more expensive. So like, I just waited on, like, he had a Roadblock and some other ones. It's like, I'll just pick up Flint, because I can get Flint's stuff relatively that'll pass for it, and I'm cool with that, because I'm not, like, trying to sell this stuff to anybody. I'm like, look, I just want to enjoy it myself. So picked up that for my Night Force one. Now, also, there was he had some Black Major stuff there as well. So I can't remember. So we picked up a few other things. One, I got Torpedo, but not the original Torpedo. This is another Torpedo that I feel can pass for like a Night Force Torpedo, which I thought was really cool. And Torpedo, which I actually talked about earlier, my mom actually saved. He's near and dear to my heart because I was a swimmer as a kid. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but I was. And so he was always kind of special to me when I was little. That second season, I was like, oh, the second series. Like, yes. So I got him there as well to kind of play with the Night Force kind of stuff. And then they had a Wreckage. And they had, you know, this, I'm going to guess this is a Black Major because there wasn't really a Tiger Force Wreckage back in the day, but this was kind of cool. I'm like, you know what? I'm cool with this. And it's just obviously a repaint of, not Beachhead, but Firefly. And I'm like, you know what? I'm cool with this. This is kind of a fun thing to pick up just to have. It has a backpack with it. I'll pick up some other weapons to get through it. So we had those. So that was my time at the at the Crawfordsville Toy Show. And whenever I'm there, I got to go visit my buddies at Romney Toy Store. And Romney is in Romney, and literally this town's like 15 people, 50 people maybe. There's a toy store that these guys that have retired and they just kind of work there a few days a week. But they're always so fun to hang out with, you know. And they're just like, I just have a good time when I go see them. So I went in, and unfortunately they were going, like, all of their Joe stuff, all their show stuff, there's a big, well, today I couldn't go, but today there was a huge, like, Hoosier Con, and so all their G.I. Joe stuff was gone, and I was going there to get some G.I. Joe guys because they always have, like, really good stuff. And so I picked up this Ben 10 forearms for my son, and it's going to be a Christmas gift, and I'm sure he doesn't watch these videos, so I'm not really worried about him, and none of you have probably talked to my kids, so don't tell them. But I figured this would be kind of a fun thing to give him, like, because this is somebody he loved when he was little. We used to live in Portugal, and, like, Ben 10 was our thing, and so that was the only toys he really had. And so I was like, hey, we didn't have this one, because this is, like, after our time, but it's like, hey, you know what? I think he'll appreciate it, because he does have, I got him, he's a boxer, and so I got him big boa, so he displays his big boa in the box, and I've got him the Mike Tyson, like Simpsons Mike Tyson. I got him that, so there's other fun things there, but I thought this would be something fun to get him, so I picked that up, and I was saying, I always want to try to, like, do something, like, get something whenever I go to a store, especially when, like, Romney Toys been so good. They were actually the first toy shop we actually went to and filmed our, not reviews, but like, guys, reviews of toy shops. And what's cool is they've told me that, yeah, we've had dozens of people coming in talking about the video. I'm like, the videos didn't have that many views, but people came in, that's awesome. So that was really cool. So pick that one up too. So we got some more stuff here. So from there, I went to Kokomo. And Kokomo, I went to the Kokomo Toys, and Kokomo Toys is like, for me, one of the big stories that I really kind of fell in love with, their Instagram and stuff. And so when I was there, you know when you start your collecting, you have so much stuff, and it's like, well, there's nothing I really need, and like I could go stupid crazy and buy like the $500 like Tiger Force, I don't know, who was it, like Shipwreck. I'm like, dude, I'm not there yet. I haven't gone that far off the edge. The kids, one just went to college. I got another one a few years away. I got to save a little bit of money for that, right? But I was like, I got to get something because Kokomo Toys have been so nice to me over the years. So I picked up the Tiger Force Duke. And Tiger Force is one of these ones, Romney Toys, they got me into the Tiger Force when I was there. And I'm like, all right. So I picked this bad boy up. So I got him. He's got all of his stuff too, so that was kind of cool. So I got Duke, which I'm always more of a Flint over Duke guy and a Hawk over Duke guy. But so this was kind of a tough one to get. I'm like, I'm going to get something. So I got that. So that was cool to get him. So I got him when I was at Kokomo Toys. Now, Kokomo Toys, I've been there a lot. We got a video talking about them, showing them off too. But there's a new antique mall next to Kokomo Toys. And when I was there, it was crazy because they literally, I didn't buy anything when I was there. I'm going to tell you this. But going around, they had in box, like the headquarters. I'm like, what? Like they had so much crazy stuff that was there. It was like such a fun visit. I didn't get anything, but I was just so pumped about being there because it was fun. Like I found, the driver for the bridge layer just randomly laying around, and I found like all this stuff. Like this is so cool. But I'd already bought like all of this, and I'm like, all right, we need to we went for Retro Crimson Guard and Night Force, and technically I only got one Night Force so far out of all this stuff. So enjoy the antique mall, and it's like a block and a half from Kokomo Toys. So if you're there, check it out. There's cute comics right by there too. So it's like, they call it Geek Street USA. There's some stuff there. You will enjoy it. It's a fun place to go. So I did that. And then one of you actually watching our videos actually reached out and asked, hey, could you come and visit our store? And this is one of the things, if there's stores you want us to make videos on, I'm based in the Midwest, so I can get around the Midwest pretty easily, but I travel around the world for my Walter's World travel channel. And if you know other destinations, let me know stores that I can help promote. Because I do all these videos. I do all the videos going to all those toy shops for free because they do so much for their communities and give back to the communities and give us old farts some joy in our lives, right? It's so cool. So they reached out, and it was Rescued Toys in Greentown, Indiana. And they reached out saying, hey, could you come into their store? We'd love for you to film. I'm like, oh, cool. I felt so bad because on Instagram has like the hidden request. It was in there. I didn't respond for like 3 weeks. I didn't know it was there. So found it, replied, went there. Nick, they were the whole Nick, his husband, everybody. They were so awesome. We were there. Kid was there. Fantastic experience. Like the kid, his son, I drawn like the rough draft of the original design logo, and they made that. It was just a fun experience. But man, this stuff was so detailed, so well put together. They take the stuff apart, clean it. It's just immaculate on the shelves. And what's cool is they do a lot of stuff in their community to help the community. So it's like one of those things, I was so happy I made a video about their store because they do so much to help their community. And that's one thing I love about these stores. There's so many great stores because it's not just we sell toys, it's we give back to our community as well. So when I was there, I had to pick up something. Again, when you're getting to the point where I am in my collection, when there's literally 8 full, huge totes in the basement, plus more totes, plus an entire office full of stuff, sometimes you don't have much else you can do. So what I did when I was there is I did pick up, I finally got my Steel Brigade. I finally got one, and yeah, he has his backpack, does not have the gun, but you know what? He's in really good shape. He is tight. So I'm like, I'm cool with that. And they were such good people that I'm like, I'm buying. I don't care. I'm going to buy something. I didn't get the expensive one that had everything. Like they had the gun and had the patch. I'm like, okay, I'm not that crazy. I can't go that far. But I got this one and I was super happy with this one. So I picked him up and got that. And then, we had such a good time there. I had such a good time filming there. And it was time to I was like, all right, I got to head back home. And so I'm driving, and when I go back home from Greentown, I go through Lafayette. And Lafayette has Infinity Toys. And Infinity Toys, I made a video from them months ago. I did a toy haul video through Indiana, similar to what I'm doing now. And this what I did with all these. And when I was there, I didn't get anything, and I felt so bad. So when I got there, I was pumped. Hold on, where are we? Because when I got there, remember, I foreshadowed. Look, these two, they came in. But the other two from that wave had not come in yet. And I came in, and they had, boom, Battle Armor Cobra Commander. And you know what? These people that call it Cobra Commander with combat armor. Screw you. I'm sorry, I don't try to be rude, but this is Battle Armor Cobra Commander. So I had that. I'm like, oh. And so I literally went on the Hasbro Pulse, went and found my order, canceled my pre-order for this because this is still supposed to come for another 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, no, I want to support my local place. Yes, it costed more, but you know what? for the extra $5, I'm helping out a store that brings joy. Heck yeah, I'm doing that. So pick this up, and I looked a little bit farther, and of course, I'm a dreadnought kind of guy, and I need the bouncer. Boom. So I picked up a monkey wrench as well, and of course, canceled that pre-order and had that, but it was such a fun day driving around, man. I think I was up at 6:30, I left at 7:30 in the morning, and I got back about 7 o'clock at night. So it was 12 hours of driving around, taking in all these stores, meeting so many great people. And it was great to see, my buddies back in Infinity Toys, and I saw my buddies from Hotspot Collectibles. We're going to be doing a video of their new store at the end of the month. So I can't wait to go check out their new store when it's ready to go. But it was such a fun week of hauls, but a fun day to see things. And that's what's great about toy collecting. I think that's what a lot of us forget. Yes, the hunt is fantastic, and getting the stuff is fantastic. But when you meet the people at the shops, you meet other collectors, you get to hang out with them. I mean, when I was at, the Crawfordsville show, there's a couple dealers there. One actually lives somewhat near me, another one's kind of relatively close. But it's cool, just shoot the breeze with them, right? And it was such a fun time. And I got to pick up classifieds I didn't have yet, so these count as it's not really, I didn't find, sadly, I did not find my retro-carded Crimson Guard. But I got 2 new ones to kind of go along with my other ones that came in. So this whole wave is here. So I'm pumped by that and got some other fun stuff. So what was your haul this week? What came in for you? And I know sometimes I go a little bit crazy on my hauls because I literally was telling myself, no, I'm only going to get the retro carded Crimson Guard and Night Force stuff, and that's it. And then things got a little out of hand. But it was a good out of hand. It was really great to support so many local businesses. And so I recommend to you, go find your local toy shop and go support them. Find something. If you're going to try something like the Blockies new Transformer stuff that are statues but also toys, pretty fun, pick them up and give them to your kids. Give them to your kids' friends. Give them to your neighbors' kids, whatever. Help your local toy store, because that's one thing I love doing with this, because I know I get to enjoy all these, but I also get to help them stay in business, so there's more happiness to come. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. We have other things. If you want to see the actual adventure, I got a video of us going around and trying to find the stuff. And I got a video, so if you want to check out the place we went, Crawfordsville Toy Show, I've got a video showing that off. You want to see Romney Toy Shop, we've got one showing that off. You want one of the Kokomo toys, we got one showing that one. If you want one of Rescue Toys, we got a video of them showing them off. Infinity Toys Lafayette, we've got a video showing those off. And again, if there's other toy stores you want us to visit and make videos for, or your toy shop, and you need people to come for free, and obviously I tend to buy stuff when I go there, so at least you'll get some maybe inventory management done when you're there. Please let us know, because we always love to come to help. Because whenever I know we're going someplace, I'm reaching out to toy shops to let them know. Because I know when I first started, sometimes I did the guerrilla filming, and now I feel really bad. The Toy Pit in Indianapolis is a fantastic store, and I made a video about them, and I hadn't talked to them. And the item shop in Bloomington, Illinois, or Normal, Illinois, I hadn't talked to them, but I did a video, the guerrilla filming kind of stuff, and it was just they're good videos and great stores, but I feel really bad about it, so I'm always reaching out now to the stores. So please, reach out to me if you want to have me come. Anyway, I wish you all the best, and let us know, what was your favorite thing I picked up on the haul, drive, and mail call this week? Bye from the library.